Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather and today I am thrilled to be diving into my Victober TBR. I planned this several weeks ago. I was so excited. Victober is getting to be one of my favorite times of the year, and I'm really excited to read all of the books that I have lined up. Strangely enough, a lot of them are quite small, which is unusual for Victorian books. So let's get into it. First up, Roz had a prompt that was to read or watch a Victorian play. And I happened to have picked up Mrs. Warren's Profession back in January or March on her recommendation from last Victober. So I know that this is a Shaw play that does in fact count as being Victorian. I'm really not sure what it's about beyond that, except that Mrs. Warren has a rather checkered past, and I believe it's about her and her daughter coming to terms with that. So yes, I am excited to see what I think of this. I haven't been able to find any really good productions of it. So if you all have any suggestions, please let me know in the comments and I'll try to find one. My next choice and my main read for the month covers two prompts, in fact. Marissa's prompt of a book that was serialized as it was published, and Kate's prompt with a book featuring religion or morality. And that is He Knew He Was Right by Anthony Trollope. This was the first Anthony Trollope that I was ever really aware of, and I think I started watching the miniseries over 10 years ago now, purely because David Tennant had a small role in it. And I just grew so frustrated with everyone that I stopped right away. So now that I know and love Trollope, I'm going to dive into the book and then hopefully watch the miniseries as well later. But this is a book about a young couple where the husband absolutely convinces himself that his wife is having an affair with her godfather, I believe. And it is, I believe, absolutely not true. But everything she does to try and remove herself from suspicion always manages to reinforce his suspicions in his mind, and the actions of the people around her never help. And so this was serialized as it was published, and as well, not only does it have a clergyman minor character, but it also, I would presume, looks at the religious and moral debates around infidelity and divorce, as divorce was becoming slightly more, I don't want to say slightly more common, but nor was it really acceptable, but it was more affordable, honestly, than it had been before, and more accessible. And then for Katie's prompt of a book that plays with form, I actually have two choices here. She suggested in her video The Struggles of Brown, Jones, and Robinson, also by Anthony Trollope, which I now have a copy of, and it is quite small, so I thought I would give that one a go as well. And this is exactly what it sounds like. I believe it's written from the fictional perspective of a member of some sort of business and the various things that have happened to him and his partners and this business. But in addition, one of the three novellas in this bind-up also plays with form a little bit and fits one of the group prompts, which is to read either something by Wilkie Collins or something by Arthur Conan Doyle, in memory of two fantastic booktubers that we lost this year, and those were their respective favorite authors. So I happened to already have this bind-up of three novellas by Wilkie Collins. It has Miss or Mrs., The Haunted Hotel, and The Guilty River. And in flipping through it, Miss or Mrs. does play with form a little bit, in that instead of chapters, we have scenes that include almost stage directions and letters and clues, little narrative asides to the audience, which is really quite cool. Since Wilkie Collins wrote a ton of sensation fiction, thriller, mystery type books, I'm assuming these novellas are going to be in a similar vein. But given that all three of them are so short, I'm really going in blind. I'm not trusting myself to read the back cover to find out any more about their individual plots, but I will let you know once I've read them. The group read this year is The Doctor's Wife by Mary Elizabeth Braddon, and I was really excited about that since I loved Lady Audley's Secret a few years ago, and I've heard rave reviews of it from several booktubers, including Kate, who has already read it. However, someone, and I can't remember which host, did mention that The Doctor's Wife does rather spoil things for Dombey and Son by Charles Dickens. And I have not read Dombey and Son yet. So I did order The Doctor's Wife on Kindle as it was free on Kindle. So it is in my library and I do want to read it at some point, but I probably won't be reading it during the month of October because I do need to read Dombey and Son first. However, given how busy October tends to get and the fact that I'm already reading one 800-page book, I really didn't want to commit to also reading Dombey and Son this month, just on the off chance. But that will be something happening at some point, probably in the next year or so. And once I have read it, I will let you know what I think on this channel, so stick around for that. So those are my Victober plans this year. Like I said, most of these books are quite short, so I might end up squeezing in another read or two, possibly, depending on how the month goes. But let me know down below what you are reading for Victober, if you particularly loved any of these books. If you didn't love these books, I would like to hear in my wrap-up at the end of the month. So hold those thoughts until I have also read them, and then I will happily discuss them with you. Until next time, be safe, be well, and happy reading. Bye, everyone.